Yo, what's going on guys, Kazma here, and today we're doing the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, the home of the Ferraris, and yeah, hopefully try and get a race win after our bad performance at Spa.
The pit lane will be open shortly, which means it's nearly time for qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix here in Monza. When it comes to getting lap time out of this circuit, it's traditionally been about maximising top speed. Do you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on into the corners and max out down the straights?
The teams will have arrived with all manner of parts designed to capitalise on the long straights. The cars will be that much harder to drive in the corners, but everyone will be in the same boat.
So this is my qualifying lap in Monza in Italy. This is called as the world's fastest racetrack, with a really high top speed of about 213 or 220 kilometers an hour. That's the average speed around this racetrack, but I'm trying to get my first pole position of the season, and hopefully it might be at this racetrack with various upgrades to the Williams car I'm in right now. I put a downforce upgrade, so going through these corners I should be very quick. At the moment I'm in P1, holding the first sector very well. I do know this racetrack from various other games, so I've had a lot of practice on this racetrack before. So looking up to a DRS sector 2, and at the moment I'm in P2, but for some reason my top speed is a little bit faster than Mercedes at the moment. And yeah, the majority of this racetrack is flat out, and I'm down one of the long straight coming into the final corner, and Mercedes drivers are very close at the moment, but I really want to get my first pole position of the season, which will make it very easy for me to get a race win going into turn 1. And we come around the last corner, and it appears to be I'm in P1 for the first time in my 2016 debut season, and it's in Italy, Monza.
Of qualifying. Here's
So,
a look at your top three.
It's taken me 14 races to get to pole position, but it was worth the wait at a very historic racetrack.
And of course, they love it here at Monza. Home race for Ferrari, of course, who've had 18 wins here since 1950. But you know, there's not been so much luck for the locals in the cockpit recently. The last Italian driver to win this race was back in 1966. So what now? I think it's time to make some more history here today. With top speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, few places can hope to touch Monza's crown as the fastest circuit in Formula One. Hard braking zones going into 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6 mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, well, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some close action. It's a very tight turn 1 here and a very big braking zone. It's a corner, Anthony Davidson, where we've seen a number of lap 1 incidents in the past.
As you say, it's a very small piece of track when you have more than just one car trying to go through it. The actual run down towards the chicane is quite wide, so off the start we'll often see drivers running 2 or maybe 3 abreast as they come up towards the braking zone. Everyone wants to brake late, of course, to win track position, and that tends to be where we see a lot of contact. You'll see the more experienced drivers kind of hang back a little into here and focus more on picking up the pieces from other people's incidents.
Okay, remember to protect the inside on the run down to turn 1. Make yourself as wide as possible, robust but fair.
So it's race day in Monza in Italy, and lights are out and we're underway, and we get a very good start there. And it appears to be that my teammate, he's shooting down the middle of the Mercedes going into turn 1. Valtteri Bottas with a very good start there, straight into 3rd. He's already taken over Lewis Hamilton, I appear, and there's been a massive pile up, so let's have a replay of that. I'm not too sure if it will catch it in the camera angle, but my teammate with an excellent start from P5. The Ferrari's managed to hold off there. Red Bull's nowhere to be seen. So this is not their kind of racetrack. Their racetrack is about downforce, and their car is really all about downforce really. Their top speed is not very good, but this is all about raw pace in this race, and we get a very good exit, and Nico Rosberg and Hamilton are still holding P2 and P3 at the moment. With Valtteri Bottas, my teammate, is in P4, and he could hopefully gain on Hamilton and hopefully overtake him, which will make him go into P4, and if I win this race I'll putting the pressure on Lewis Hamilton, even though he's basically won this season already. But you never know what can happen. Every second counts, every race counts from now on, as it's part 2 of the season. Nico Rosberg seems to get a good exit, and he's in my slipstream, but it's not enough to go into the final corner of the first lap. But he might have a very good exit. I'll go off the track a little bit there. He's in my slipstream. I'm going down the first straight of the race, and my top speed again. I think my car is now the fastest, like in top speed now in the whole grid, so that's very good to know. As you see, there's a replay of that. Nico Rosberg did have my slipstream, but he still wasn't able to overtake me with the raw pace of Williams in a straight line. They both got the same powered engine, but Mercedes normally is like more efficient than Williams, so bit of a shock there going down the long straights. Valtteri Bottas, I go purple through sector 1 straight away, but I go a little bit wide going into the chicane there. So Rosberg is under pressure from the Lewis Hamilton there, and they're not going to give up anytime soon. But my teammate is still in the pack and still aiming for a podium. Nico Rosberg tries to go down the inside of me there, going into that very high speed left hand corner. Come down the hanger straight. I put it into rich revs. My tyres are very worn out at the moment, and we go 3 wide going into the final corner, and I try to brake late there, but the Mercedes managed to capitalise on that, and Hamilton, and I somehow still managed to get a good exit there. One Ferrari there, Sebastian Vettel, still holding off as well, but my teammate did an excellent job for Williams right now, putting the pressure on the Mercedes drivers. At the moment, it looks like it's going to be a 5-way position fight for the podium. My teammate goes into the back of me there, but he's now in second place going into the final corner of lap 3. But I'll go off the track a little bit there, and my teammate is now taking the lead, but the Mercedes drivers and a Ferrari driver, Kimi Räikkönen, is still in this battle, coming down the long hanger straight. This is very close quarters battling now for a podium position. But I'll go through the slipstreams, and I'll go down the inside of my teammate Valtteri Bottas. I go a little bit wide going into the chicane, into turn 1, go off the track a little bit there. But I managed to regain track position. This is a very intense racetrack so far. So far. Between the top teams. My teammate, I'm very astonished about his performance in this race, but this seems to be a Williams racetrack and Mercedes racetrack. And Ferrari still trying to put up a fight in P5. So, first sector I go red because of the delay up in turn 1. Valtteri Bottas and I are pulling away. It seems like going into sector 2, got hiccups a little bit there. So far it's been a very interesting race, one of probably the most interesting race of the season so far. But yeah guys, please be sure to put a comment down in the video to suggest what car I should use in my 2017 career mode and try and win the championship. But we are going to carry on from this year, so 2016 into 2017. So if I do win this championship in this year and then win the championship in 2017, I'll become a 2-time champion. It's not going to change from that. But yeah, but Nico Rosberg trying to get down the inside of Valtteri Bottas, but same again, the Williams straight line speed. too much for the Mercedes on this racetrack. So it's the final lap of the race at Monza in Italy, and I managed to make a massive gap between Nico Rosberg and myself going into the last corner, revving it out a little bit. Very happy with this result. Williams on top form in this racetrack.
Nice work. That's
Yeah,
P1.
P1
Nice win. Well done.
and 25 points in the bag, putting the pressure on Lewis Hamilton in this season, of my debut season.
So another fantastic victory for Williams today. And I have to wonder, actually,
So my first pole and first race win, well, not first race win, my first pole and win together this season.
these cars come alive with driving just at the right temperature.
This racetrack really did suit Williams today. Romain Grosjean got 10th in the Haas F1 team, so he got a point from that. So 2 Williams podium winners so far in this season, me and Bottas. So a very good result there. And also an astonishing result for teammate Valtteri Bottas. I think he's now overtaken Kimi Räikkönen in the Drivers' Championship.
Look at driver standards. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after.
So Lewis Hamilton cut short of the podium today.
Who was your driver of the day?
Daniel Ricciardo, appalling result there in 11th place.
Marcus Ericsson, fine job, very consistent. On to the constructors then.
So Max Verstappen taking over Ricciardo in the championship